Hey everybody, I'm Jake. I've got a Ninebot Z10 and I want to give a little review or kind of a demo video of what this guy can do. I bought it about 2 months ago and I really like it. I ride it every day, and I've got kind of some off-road paths at my house, and you could see here we're going on kind of like a mountain bike trail with the Z10. It's got that big giant 4-inch wheel, so does really a great job off-roading, and I just wanted to kind of give my review, my experiences with the Z10. For the most part, it's been a blast. Some people will say that the Z10 maybe isn't quite as snappy as some of the other electric unicycles, but I wouldn't agree. It gets pretty fast. The top speed's 28 miles an hour, and I whip around pretty good on it. Here's just a few of kind of the highlights that I've experienced. I'm going to take a second here and focus as I go down a pretty steep hill. There we go. It's a 21-degree hill. I measured it with my other phone. But I'll show later in the video specifics going up and down that hill. It's really pretty impressive of what a little electric unicycle can do for you. And if you're looking for one, I've ridden the Kingsong 16X, I've ridden the Kingsong 14S, I believe is what that one is, and I've got the Ninebot, and they've all got kind of their different features. Those two are definitely a little more maneuverable. Here, I'll show that I can turn around in small spaces pretty easily, but those two definitely with the smaller wheel can get a little bit tighter turns than I can. But all in all, it's a great bot, especially if you're going to be doing some off-roading and you might be going through mud or sand. The 4-inch tire on the Ninebot is just excellent. It's awesome and just a blast to ride.
All right, so what I'm going to show here is a few different kind of things that we do common with the electric unicycles. This one's just turning around, trying to do a little tight turn. I think that path is about 5 wide. We can get it, but it's not going to just like you would see on some of those smaller 14-inch wheels, and you definitely got to kind of focus on it. So it's not as maneuverable, but you can still get by, and so that's just kind of what I'm showing here. The next step here, you could see I've got a board on the ground just trying to measure the angle, and then my next picture will show you that pitch is 21.6 something. It's 21-degree angle of a hill. And here's a look going down that hill. It's pretty intense going up and down this really steep hill. I actually honestly couldn't believe that the unicycle could make it up there. The Z10 is rated for 25 degrees, I believe, and I just can't imagine going up a hill steeper than this. I was trying to think of ways to show you guys how steep this really is. The best I can do is just to walk up and down it. We'll drive our golf cart up and down here, well actually just down, and when we do that we try to get weight at the back. We're nervous of it tipping, but here you'll just see it's no small hill. You're going up pretty steep, so it's just a look at the hill. Here's a close-up of the tire. I always think that's cool, kind of seeing how the wheels are handling all the bumps and curves in the road. How you can see going over sticks and rocks and gravel and things. Now I'm starting to go up that steep hill, so you might recognize it, but pretty focused to be able to make it up the hill holding my cell phone so low, but I like that shot where you can really see how steep it is back there. And the Z10 makes it up pretty much no problem. You could tell it's working hard, and I'm not full battery here, so it's not at the extent of what it can do, but pretty impressive nonetheless. Here's a jump, 2-foot jump that I landed, and then a look of the first time I tried that jump. The reason I show this is even when you kind of screw up on the electric unicycles, you don't really get that hurt. They don't go to the ground, you land on your feet. Your feet are just a couple inches off the ground, so it's not that bad. Here I'm trying to show some off-roading. So you can see we're going over actually a lot of sticks there and then coming back through the leaves. I get back to the path, and I've been practicing going backwards. I fell in the video, so you're not going to see all of that, but here's one of the successful attempts of me going backwards and then getting turned around, coming back to the camera. This is something that off-roading a light bicycle would fall often, but the Z10 just kind of powers right through it. It's pretty fun.
Found some sand.
All right, here's the other deal where the Z10 really can excel with the wide wheel is sand. So this video is very bumpy because we are fighting through the sand the whole time, but you can see all of the tread is pretty much packed with sand as we're going through. A couple of spots you might be able to look behind and see the divot that we're cutting out in this sand. It actually digs in quite a bit to be able to drive through the sand, but it's kind of crazy that a wheel like this balanced up top is going to go fight through sand. And then here's another look at me going through that sand with the cameraman helping me out. So it's not a smooth ride, but it definitely makes it.
Sweet. All right, we'll take a break here. We'll look at the Z10 just as it looks. Obviously, I love the look of the wheel. This kind of matrix pattern here is really cool. When I first got it, I've probably had it about 2 months now. When I first got it, I put the kind of rubber pads on the top on both sides, and then there were ones that came along the bottom as well. Those, you see, I fall a lot. I'm testing things all the time. Those fell off in probably 2 weeks. They didn't last. Probably could get some more tape, but I just haven't bothered. I've moved on. The handle's real nice. It's pretty heavy. I think it's 52 pounds. The trolley handle, not really a big fan of that guy. It definitely feels kind of soft and very breakable. I don't use it often. If I'm gonna try to move my unicycle somewhere, then I'm gonna just ride it, or you can hand this and walk it through pretty easily. The lights, of course, are adjustable just like everybody else. And then if you don't know, you can actually play music through this thing. You don't pair to it with the Bluetooth on your phone through the app. You pair it kind of separately on just the Bluetooth settings on your phone. So it will play music. That was kind of a cool learning about a month into it. The other thing here that you just got to see is this massive, massive tire. A couple of features here. One, this is a 4-inch tire. It's got really deep tread on it. I'm going through sand, kind of no problem. My brother's got a Kingsong 16X, which is really only 2¼ inches wide, and he really struggles through sand. So having this bigger, wider tire allows you to kind of fight through that. If I wanted to go through off-roading on the sides here, I could do that pretty easily with the Z10. The other thing about this tire is it's a tubeless tire. So if we do get a hole in it, it's just like a car tire. You can repair that. I got a repair kit at my house. Go ahead, repair it, and we're up and running. If you're going to deal with other tires, then you're going to have a tube and kind of a bent spigot on it, whatever it's called, a port, that you got to get the specific tube to replace it. So keep those on hand if you don't have a tubeless tire. The max speed of the thing, I think, is 28 miles an hour. You'll get to that. I think there's a lot of feedback that say that the Z10 will wobble when you get up to that speed, and it will if you don't know how to kind of balance that out. For me, as I'm riding on the wheel, I'll have kind of my feet on either side, and when the wobble starts to come, I'll lift kind of one side, put my toes on the front, and you got to kind of move around a little bit, but you'll feel a spot where that wobble goes away. Now you can whip down roads, not having to worry about the death wobbles or slowing down. Kind of same thing when you're slowing down as well. The other thing that you'll run into with the Z10, and it's articulated, I think it's Speedy Feet in the UK, really well in his video, but as you have speed, there's a lot of force. It's really gyroscopic force. Basically, is you got a wheel spinning, it wants to stay upright. And so as you go into a turn and you want to lean, the wheel has gyroscopic force, it wants to stay upright. So it's going to kind of fight you. It's going to stay up like this, and you're going to turn more like that, just kind of around an axis, rather than a lean like a motorcycle turn where you would go into it like that. So you definitely got to get used to that. It's very different than the Kingsongs that my brother has. So just know that it's going to be a little bit different feel. To be able to go on all that off-roading with a big tire, it wants to stay upright. So when you go around corners, you'll see I'll have this knee pushing on the top here, and I'm really leaning into it, almost laying down to get around a corner because the wheel won't lay down too much. Maneuverability is maybe a little bit tougher than a standard smaller wheel, but I think if you get used to it, this path here is maybe 5 foot wide. I can turn around on that path no problem. I ride around my kids, a 1-year-old and a 3-year-old, and I'm not worried about bumping into them. It is fairly maneuverable. You just kind of got to get used to it. So if you got any other questions, put them in the comments, but thanks for watching the video.